Meltdown, and today I have the pleasure to be joined by.
Webb. I'm
Hi,
Nigel. I'm the drummer from Webb.
I'm Luca. I'm the bass player from Webb.
Hey man, I'm Ryan Webb. I'm the guitarist, vocalist, and so on.
Brilliant. Okay, so first up, can you give us a very, very brief history about your band and where do you draw your inspirations?
Well, do you want me to take over, Nigel? You guys?
Yes,
All
please.
right. So I started off as a solo musician a while back, and just having session musicians, hiring session musicians like guitar, drummers and bass players and so on. As time went by, I'm really gonna cut this short.
Cool.
The music started getting heavier, and I think the session musicians started to kind of be permanent. And as one left, the other came on board, and the Luca, our bass player, has been with us for almost 2 years now, I think, or maybe more. And a year earlier, back, he decided to come on board as a permanent member of Webb. And Nigel, same again, man. So this current setup has been what, a year and 6 months, probably. Am I getting that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I think.
So
Sounds about
we
right.
are. This is like the setup now, and we seem to be have a great chemistry, I would say, of working and writing. So the new album just come across very quickly, and that kind of shows the current lineup and how awesome that we work together. So that was short, but not too short.
That's brilliant. Yeah, I've got the album for review, and it's actually out on my birthday, June the 30th.
Awesome.
I'm
What a
20,
fantastic
22
present.
that day.
Oh, really? Got
Fucking
it.
hard paper round, man. But no, it's awesome. You've released a few tracks, haven't you? Hope, I think you've released recently. How pleased are you with the feedback from your fans and media to that?
Well, Hope was kind of released a while ago, I think, when we were releasing a series of singles. And then since the album has been, out for 30th of June, the whole process we had to restart everything. So we took everything down, and that's why Hope was a re-release. We got a new one coming up soon, end of this month, and that's going to be You're Going Down. But it's one of those things, man. It's like you release a track and you just have to wait and see what the response is gonna be like. And so far, I think the feedback has been absolutely great, especially from reviewers and magazines and radio presenters and so-called on socials as well. So far everything's been positive, and that's great for us. So it's still early days though.
Brilliant. So, like you say, you've released a couple of tracks, but which track would you say is your favorite on the album today and why?
Oh man, that's gonna be a tricky one. So I think for me personally, I would go for Can't Break Me. So that is somewhere in the middle or somewhere in the album or at the end, I can't remember. But yeah, that is for me anyhow. I'm not sure about you guys. What is your favorite track, man?
Well, it's annoying because I was going to go for Can't Break Me, but now it'll seem like I'm copying you. So I'll say I'll go for Don't Ask Why, just because it's the first metal song I've ever written.
Right.
So I mean, it seemed to come out all right. And my history's in different genres of music, so I've done lots of writing elsewhere, but that's the first time I've tried, detuning to D and making everything loud.
Right. Okay. What
Well, I
about you,
was
Luke?
gonna go for Can Break Me as well, but it's a great track. It's a great track.
Yeah.
It's got lots of energy in it. But I'll go for Spread Your Wings. I'll really enjoy playing that. It's a good track as well. It's got some heavy parts, some melodic parts, so I really enjoy that song.
Yeah, I like that one. It reminds me a bit of Faith No More, that song,
Mm.
which is something that I have a big penchant for.
Brilliant. So will you guys be releasing it on just CD? Are the plans to get it out on vinyl? cassette even?
The thing is, vinyl. The album is actually being mastered for vinyl. It's there, we have it, and it's just one of those things that we thought we'll let the CD come out and then see how that works out. I'm assuming the production for vinyl is quite tricky nowadays, but I've come across a couple of companies, and they seem to be on board with the the time frame of production and all that. So you never know. There might be a vinyl coming out sometime soon. You never know.
Awesome. Well, I ask because I'm big into album artwork, and the artwork
Yeah.
for your album is amazing. And that would be like a good as a poster insert or something.
Yeah.
Would you intend to have that as a tattoo? I mean, it would be a cool tattoo.
That will be a cool tattoo, man. I was thinking about it, but it's one of those things. Where do I put it on? It's got to be somewhere visible, of course, or it'll be pointless now, wouldn't it? So probably somewhere there.
Wow.
But would you do like a tiny little one, or like a full back piece?
I would go big, massive. Man. Like literally cover the whole fucking neck.
Would that be your first tattoo as well?
No, I've got one down there.
Right, I was going to say that would fucking kill.
One there.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
So
right, cool.
There you go. Where there, if you can see that somewhere.
Yeah. I see it now, man. Yeah, no worries. Okay, so we're halfway already, nearly into the year. Do you have tours booked or festivals or anything, or is that going to be more next year now?
Well, we have a few gigs coming up. There were a few that we did the Metal to the Masses kind of stuff that was going on here. That was like a very quick, thing that we got into when the organizers got in touch with us. But the gigs are coming up, pretty much local, within 100, 200 miles radius here. Within Swindon, Oxford, and Trowbridge, and all those kind of places. But gigs it's festivals. We had two that was recently cancelled, so nothing we can do about that. So there are more gigs coming up, so it's all going to be updated soon, even though we have kind of like a confirmation until it's like set on stone, like we have all the details in and we got to go ahead from the promoters. Then you'll find that on our socials. But we're trying to get gigs out in Germany. That is like an ongoing thing. It's a process. It's a big process, to be honest. And we are actually doing a lot of networking. Me and Sonia, we're going away to Germany. They have a festival going on there. So meeting up in a couple of weeks, we are off to Germany, just to see building that big bridge of and getting in touch with cooler bands that we can support, or go on a little 3 or 4 gig tour just in Germany and stuff like that. Just start off small,
Belgium, man, you need to go to Belgium. I'm a big
Yeah.
advocate of Belgium for the metal scene. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Germany's awesome as well, but Belgium's just, I love Belgium. The beer is good as well. So
Yeah.
but yeah, absolutely. All right. And so going back in time then, can you remember the first time you ever stood on stage and how it felt?
Oh man. That would go way, way, way back, man. That is like, for me personally, would be when I was freaking 12 years old. Oh man, that was so long ago. And weirdly enough, that's the only song I can remember singing. It's something from Scorpions.
Right.
Weirdly. Yeah, I seem to have had like a very kind of really range, like that's really, going for those big notes. So it was effortless. And as the years went by, the voice started getting heavier and the range started decreasing slowly but surely, if you know what I mean. But yeah, what about you guys? I don't think I had that much of a stage fright because I had no idea what I was doing. I just went there and just started singing, not a clue what's going on. I think a bit of stage fright is pretty much, nowadays, even, I came to my senses, it's like there's always going to be that little bit of stage fright until the first song kicks in. And then, all right, everything is going according to plan and crack on. Then you forget about that. There's no time for anything.
Okay. What about you?
Luca, what was your first gig, Luca?
I think I was about 16. I can't remember which it was. Either a school gig or one in the local village. We had a little cover band. We used to play Ozzy Osbourne, Iron Maiden song, easy Iron Maiden songs, because at 16 years old, I don't think I could do what Steve Harris does on the bass. But the easiest one, I can't remember what song. Anyway, I can't remember how I felt. I was petrified. I was nervous. But I remember it was great. It was great fun. But I can't remember much of it. If it was the school one, I was obviously sober because it was in the morning. But I think the local village one, I was a little bit under the influence of alcohol. So probably that calmed my nerve a little bit. But yeah, I can't remember much of it, and not because of the alcohol, just because it was a long time ago.
The adrenaline, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
What about you, Nigel?
My first show was at a house party at my parents' house when I was 11, because the reason I started drumming was my brother played guitar and needed a drummer, so he convinced our mum to buy me a drum kit, and I was like, okay. So yeah, when I was 11, and I remember we played "He Knows You Know" by Marillion.
Yeah, brilliant song.
It's about that kind of time. And it was also the first time I ever drank alcohol. So there we go. I'm not sure if those two things are correlated particularly, but that's what happened.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite Brilliant songs, actually. The Reel to Reel album's fantastic. And yeah, totally. Okay, so then if there was a heavy metal song about yourself, what would it be called?
Am I going for this? You're going for it, Nigel, since you love heavy metal.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough one for me because I'm not a big metal guy. So I mean, this is terrible the way my mind works, but the only one I can think of is a song that actually exists. So we'll just say Jizzlobber by Faith No More.
Okay, yeah. Different, right? Okay. Luca?
Oh, good. What a question. Good question. It's hard to answer. I don't know. I'll have to say, well, it's not a metal song,
Okay.
but as Italian that immigrate to England, I will go for a Led Zeppelin song. It's an immigrant song.
Okay. Good answer.
And for me, anything from Gojira, man. All the way.
All right. Well, talking about Belgium, right? My Belgian friend, she loves to ask this of bands. I'm not quite sure why. I do know why. If you were a musical instrument, what would you be?
Wow. I think I would like to be a drummer, be the drums.
Right.
People can bang the shit out of me.
I reckon I'd be a harmonium. That's one of those organs that you have that you almost can't concentrate on what you're playing with your hands because you've got two foot pedals that you have to keep pumping in order to keep it making noise, and it feels like life is such an effort that I'm the kind of person you just have to keep pumping the pedals in order to make me do anything.
Right.
I would say probably one of a very relaxing instrument. I'm pretty laid back, so I would say, how do you call this disc that you play as a percussion? They've got different notes. Can't remember the name of the instrument.
Oh, a hang drum.
Yes, that one.
One of those. Yeah.
I was thinking of something totally different. It's all right.
It looks like UFO.
Pheromone. I was thinking of a pheromone. Big Bang Theory. That's just what comes to mind.
A theremin rather than a pheromone. That's a slightly different thing. But
okay, so the next one then. Would you be having a release party? And if you do, would you be planning to live stream it?
Well, I think that's gonna be one of those things to find the right techie guy, or to get it all working. I remember seeing few live streams that the bands have done here in the UK. Some quite a fairly big bands, and there are some really big challenges along the way to see how it all syncs in with the live stream. whether it's gonna be a good day, a good time where there's not too much traffic on socials or whatever. So it's hit and miss. So do you want to take the chance or not? It's one of those decisions you have to make. So live stream for me personally, it's for me would be a no. I would say. I think it's just one of the. If there is a lot of people there, and then we are still live streaming it, then it's a different case. If that's what you're talking about, then it's cool because just being in a in a venue empty with just the sound guy and whoever's doing the live stream stuff, that'll be weird as fuck. So if it's like a normal gig and it's being live streamed, yes, I think we kind of tried it a long time ago. And there was a lot of kind of delays and people, it just was getting all weird. So we had to stop it, not with this current setup anyhow. And so maybe not.
Is there going to be a party? Because I can't be there because unfortunately I'm away when the album comes out. I'm on tour with somebody else.
Okay.
Not playing as a tech.
The party's got to wait till probably later on the year when things get a little bit more cracking. Right. And I'll drop back with full steam ahead.
So who you on tour with, taking?
Well, once the first gig that we are releasing the album is the 30th of June, which my ex session drummer, he's been touring quite a lot and he's had this free day. Nigel is away doing something big and cool in the US, so leave us freaks behind, and he goes.
It's like a day job. I'm guitar and drum tech for a band called The Smile, which is Tom and Johnny from Radiohead's new band.
Okay, cool. That's a big thing. Yeah, that's awesome.
He's a busy guy.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. So if you could go out on tour then with 3 bands, dead or alive, who would they be?
I mean, I'm a terrible person to ask this because I would pick bands who are completely inappropriate because I don't know much about metal. So, I mean, I'd have to say basically the only metal bands that I know and listen to, which is Iron Maiden, Gojira, and Faith No More.
Okay.
Or maybe actually Pantera. I would be touring with Pantera.
Yeah. Gojira, that's really extreme metal, man. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are massive Gojira fans, man. So if you're asking me that question, it'll be either Gojira, Disturbed, or what am I looking at? Devin Townsend. So,
okay.
Yeah, cool. That'll be all. Yeah.
I mean, in a way, I got to say, I'd really like for us to get a big support with Harry Styles because I think that would freak people out. It would be a massive gig, and we'd come on, and everybody would.
That will be cool, man.
So the next one, then, can you tell us why we should check out the new album?
Because it's great. I'm sorry, did you want a more in-depth answer than that? And also, we're very nice people, and it's like hanging out with us, and we're all amazing.
Yeah. Okay. We try to keep it as real as possible. It didn't take a lot of time to, get the album from start to finish. We kind of worked in a way. I would say we have a very unique way of writing. Nigel's got his own setup, the way he writes and records and stuff like that. Luca's got his own thing going on. I've got my own setup here. Luca comes around and we kind of finalize parts. So everything was done I think within a year or maybe less. And so everything is very, everything you hear on the album is honest. And we try to keep it as, clean and close to
organic.
Organic, yeah, there's the word, organic as possible. And as Nigel said, we are awesome guys, man. Just like we know a lot of cool, awesome people like yourself and all our fans, which are very cool. We ask them to do something for us, they freaking do it straight away. So it's all within that circle. So have a listen and let us know what you think. If it's shit, tell us it's shit. I don't think so, by the way.
Brilliant. So you're based in Swindon. I'm actually from down your way. I'm from Devon. The there's some really good clubs down there, like the Cavern Club in Exeter. That would be good. You know, there's so many places down your way, but if you can get out on tour and up north, northeast as well,
Yeah.
where I'm living now, there's so many awesome venues. Are
Yeah.
you finding with the booking that it's quite hard to get booked because so many bands are out on tour? Is that an
Yeah.
issue for you?
Well, the thing is, yet again, it all depends, the situation. And sometimes we have promoters. We long in past few years, we actually know quite decent promoters. So it depends if we are free and the gig is at the right time or the right bands put up together. So we are quite tricky to fit in on not on every bill. So most of the plays around here is either they go for, let's say, more, it's majority just classic rock and indie bands, but very few metal bands, but some are like extreme deathcore, which we never fit. So we can open up for a deathcore, gig, which is fine because that's a gradual gradual start to the night. But it's tricky, man. But I think there are a few promoters actually are looking for something different, and that is heavy but still melodic. And I think that's when we would actually fit in. We are a bit proggy and melodic, but still heavy and loud. So it all depends, man.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I think promoters are going to start picking up on it because I feel in a kind of privileged position because I've come into this from not being a metal guy and being outside of this kind of thing. I don't really have a frame of reference as to what makes for good heavy metal. But the reason why I did a couple of gigs and then it was like, I'd like to join this band is because Ryan's got a really strong voice and the songs are really strong. And it's that kind of really basic values that I think you can apply to any band, whether it's an indie band or a jazz band or anything. That if you've got that kind of stuff in place, it's good shit. So I think once the album starts rolling a bit and promoters will pick up on it and we'll be all over the place. And I played the Cavern before and it's a great place.
It is actually, it's been a long time since we've been down at it. Yeah, it is. It really is. Okay. Right. So what about you, Luca? Is that the same for you? Do you feel the same with the getting out there on the road and that?
Oh, definitely. Yes. I think as the guy said, once the album is out, it's will be good to start to have already, some gigs around the country or outside. Is our favorite thing to do. I think the live situation is where we have the most fun. Well, if I can speak for you guys as well, but it seems like we all have a great time when we play live. So the more the merrier, I would say.
I'm a workaholic. If we get the chance, I'd like to tour like Iron Maiden in the early '80s. Just never stop.
All over the world and everything. Yeah, totally, man. Okay, so now it's like 5 questions, so either. So the first one is small intimate gig or festival.
Always a small intimate gig for me. If festivals are fun, but being able to see the whites of people's eyes and really feel like you're connecting with the entire room, that's kind of that.
Same here. I'm sticking with Nigel with this one. Of course, man. It's just much better from experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have to agree with the guys. Same for me.
Okay. But that said, festivals pay better, so sometimes we'll stick a few of them in order that we can afford to play the small intimate gigs.
Brilliant. Okay, so since we've got an Italian here, and I'm part Italian, beer or pizza?
Both.
I mean, of course,
go together very nicely.
Yeah.
Pizza for me because I don't drink it, so it's a no-brainer for me.
Okay.
If I were to choose one, man, it'll always be a pizza, especially an Italian pizza, of course. Screw the beer.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I'm getting like that. Okay, are you saints or sinners?
I'm very boring. I'm a saint, I think.
Man. I'm a sinner.
Again, both.
He's so fucking Italian, man. It's like both. Let's have both.
No,
No, well, that the tendency of Sinner a little bit more. Yeah.
All right. Okay. And vinyl or digital?
Vinyl for sure.
I mean, for me, both. If it's a good song, I don't care if it's carved into tree bark.
All right.
I don't want to get it's repetitive, but I think there is a place for vinyl and there is a place for digital.
Yeah.
I think vinyl is you enjoy at home. You want to put an old record, listen from top to bottom, which is how we should be.
It is.
But when you're on the go, you're in the car or just having a walk, having a backpack with a vinyl is not convenient. So you need an iPod or
I want a record player in your car, man. Awesome. Especially on those lovely bumpy roads.
Lovely. Great experience.
Brilliant. Okay, and so we're coming to the final one then, which is quite important, right? Rishi Sunak or Kermit the Frog?
Oh, Kermit the Frog.
Okay, the frog.
Without a doubt, man.
Yeah. You're not really challenging us with these ones, are you?
I don't know. All right. Well, guys, thank you for your time. Nearly running out of time here. Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers, and listeners? No, start that again. Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers, and listeners?
Well,
listen to the album because it's fantastic. It's out on the 30th. Don't listen to
out on webofficial.com, man, and send us your thoughts.